Hey guys, welcome to Building a Business with John and Savannah, or possibly Freddy Fridays. We don't know what it's called anymore. But this week we wanted to, it's actually right before the holidays right now. I know this will release around the new year, but we wanted to talk about a few things in the direction that our business is heading in. The first thing, Savannah, is we've had a lot of traction with training dealerships on how to do social media. Talk to us about the depth that you've added to that offering.
So the traditional Russ training, which if you've been listening, you've been watching Russ go into dealerships around the country, get them pumped up, cut content with them and have a sales event, and then the kind of the follow up there. And that's been really strong. But we really care about dealers, and not every dealer is at the place to go all in or ready to invest in that. So what can we do on an ongoing basis? Consistency is everything, to hold your hand and walk you through that process all the way down to coming there and cutting content once a month.
We've partnered with a company that's effectively like, the Uber for dealership photography, not to take like your inventory photos, but to take your photos for social media. We're overhauling dealers' Instagrams to make them look pretty with the little highlights and the bubbles and a little bit of deliberate branding. We put a lot of thought into lead conversion on social media, lead handling on social media, how to cut social media if you're a dealership to grow your business. And overall, we'll probably build an entire media ecosystem around Russ Flips Whips training businesses on how to do social media. I think Russ has a potential career along the lines of like a Tony Robbins, where he can eventually transcend and do things even beyond what he's doing right now. But I think we've seen a lot of people come before him where they've been able to convert on a career training dealers and really building a business that way.
I think it's important to think about, like, why is social media just something that's fun for your team or fun to attract new talent to the dealership? But customers are really seeing it. And someone recently told me, I see Russ's content, but my wife doesn't. And I said, well, where are you geographically located? Because you are looking at automotive content, so that's served up to you in the algorithm. The reason why your wife doesn't know who Russ is because she's not looking at content that's corresponding to that in any way. You've never sent it to her. And she's probably looking at lifestyle content and being served things in your geographic area. So with your dealership, if you have these small micro creators, we're not talking like hundreds of thousands of followers or even millions.
Like 2,000 to 3,000.
2,000 to 3,000, it's going to engage with your local community, which is the overall goal, to drive inbound demand.
Yeah, I think what social media is really good for is selling your own captive products. And you and I have leaned into it. If you think about it, that's what the social media training is. Or we've taken on products like TechGuard, that is kind of like the OtterBox for your car, where you have a little backup camera protection, sensor protection, screen protection on the vehicles. And now we work with creators to kind of sell that into dealerships. And that's been a pretty fruitful endeavor as well.
That's going to be a fun one to document in Freddy Fridays over time. Like, this is a brand new company, and we are their go-to-market 100%, from their website to all of their marketing materials. And how can we strategize with creators to do that? I can't get in my car on a rainy or snowy day here without thinking about my backup camera and how
I can't
cloudy
relate.
it
I live in
is.
Florida, not Wisconsin. Everything's great here, so it's usually bright and sunny.
Right. So yeah, it's interesting, a company all the way start to finish. This will be a really great case study to see how successful that is. But every day we hear from our creators, when is the product ready? So we're excited.
So our company has basically split initiatives. We love automotive services and we love media and building around creators. Something that the two of us do that perhaps not everybody that follows us on LinkedIn knows is we operate a pretty large multi-channel network on YouTube. And we have curated an enormous advertising audience for the sake of run of network advertising on YouTube pre-roll ads. Savannah, can you kind of discuss what the heck that is, why it's cool for advertisers, why it's cool for us? Why do we put in such an effort on this? And we kind of don't even mention it that much on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. So if I'm an oil company and I want to specifically target the racing community or the right demographic to my specific product, I probably don't want to show up on the example you use every time, Peppa the Pig. I don't want to show up on kids' YouTube, right? I want to show up on those enthusiast, motorsport, automotive related channels, because that audience is already so focused. And so we're able to sell those pre-roll ads, not pre-roll ads.
Yeah,
We're able to,
pre-roll ads.
yeah, I guess it is a pre-roll ad, but we're able to sell that ad space at a higher multiple because it's already so pinpointed and focused on the audience you need. And so for a
Yes.
creator, it's great value because they're able to sell their ads at a multiple and we're able to bring them the right ad deals. And on the flip side, we now have relationships with all of these advertisers and it's brands as large as Coca-Cola, and we're able to bring partnerships outside of the pre-roll ads to do integrated content as well.
Yeah, it's been the best thing of all time. We work with a YouTube creator that has probably become Savannah and I's best friend, Herman, who has a channel called Demonology. He does drag racing and dodge demons. He's an amazing person. And we basically can sell his YouTube pre-roll ads, get the guy about 30 to 40% higher revenue than he would otherwise get just waiting on YouTube AdSense because we can go to an oil company, like you say, and say, place your ad here, and it will also run on these other automotive prominent YouTube channels. And that's something that's really fulfilling. I know that we take on these manual projects like flying to West Virginia and training a dealership, or we do this or that. And oftentimes you get in the weeds of how is this business ever going to scale? Well, we sell a lot of run of network pre-roll YouTube advertising. And our advertising base there is, I could see within 12 months being the largest place to advertise with any automotive community. We got this technology from a group of people that did it with the African American creator space, and they kind of told us how to do it for the sake of automotive. They granted us the license of the technology, so we're very lucky to be here. I see it as our secret sauce. I see it as why advertisers will want to be around us forever, and I see it why creators will want to be here as well. But that's the whole show. Savannah and I are prepping for the holidays. She's freezing cold up in Wisconsin. I will probably surf tomorrow here in Florida. But thank you, everybody, for hopping on and following along as we build this business.